I would like to introduce our host, our co-host. She has been with us for a long time. Actually, she is a dear friend of mine. She has been my friend since elementary school, actually. So we decided to do this project together where we're helping models and just to get some insight on how to develop themselves in the beginning stages of their career. And it started off with a virtual event, and then the idea started to like flow, and we're just like, maybe we should do a group, maybe we should do like content day, maybe we should do all these different things. And then it just expanded, and we just kept manifesting our ideas. The group started to expand, so we were just like, okay, we can help and use our resources to make everyone feel like they can build themselves in the industry and actually make genuine connections at the same time. So I am very grateful for Clemeteen to be here for the last 2 years that we've been building. She will be our co-host here, and she will introduce the guest panel, the special guest panelists. All right?
So sweet. So, how you doing tonight? Good. Amen. Amen. No, seriously, I'm about to hit that. We about to go to church real fast. We have to go to church. But no, seriously, we have a jam-packed questionnaire and panel night. We have some models that's coming up here that's been in the game for several years, very experienced, very successful. I want to start off by first introducing Jasmine. She's a model and a coach, Muva Mentor. Come on up. She is in the game doing big numbers. One thing she focuses on is helping models become lucrative in the business. Our time is important. It's the only thing we cannot get back. So, a getting picture is important for our portfolio. We can show them that we in the business and stuff, but are we getting money just walking the runway? No, we want to connect with these clients. We want to connect with these photographers. We want to get paid for what we're doing, right? Yes. She gonna teach you. Another veteran model that I want to introduce, Tash and Cody. Where you guys at? Y'all already know. They've been in the game for years. Not only are they passionate about music, they've been on America's Next Top Model. They've been just staying, consistent and going after their dreams and their passion. And last but not least, I want to introduce the world-renowned Diandra Forrest. This girl is what we all aspire to be. She's worked with the likes of Kanye West, Beyonce, and she still stays humble through it all. You know what I mean? She's out here, she's an activist, and let's just get to the panel so you guys can learn a lot more about them, okay? Hi! How y'all doing? Great. I just want to first thank you all for coming out tonight. Iron Sharpens Iron. Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. And this is what it's all about. You know what I mean? You guys been in the game for years, you have experience, and we're here to learn. So can y'all first just introduce yourselves a little bit more? Tell us what y'all doing, what your missions are, and go off.
Hi, my name is Cody Lee. I am one half of Tash and Cody. Also Icon, as you mentioned before. I am a creative, honestly, and very lucky to be a twin. So I've always had a partner in creativity my whole life. So I feel really lucky and very happy to, I feel like it's funny to say like give back in this cause because I'm getting just as much as you guys are getting from this too. But it's just nice to share, I guess more so. it feels really good to share our experiences. And yeah, I'm just a creative, just doing the same thing that y'all are doing, but trying to make it my everything. I would love to live and make money as a creative. That was beautiful. That was dope. So I'm Tosh Lee, the other half of Tash and Cody, and also Icon musically. I'm super excited to be here today. I think mostly I was excited about the modeling aspect of today and just seeing the models, because I know what it's like to be on that end of things and, you know, have a passion for walking down the runway and taking pictures. And I think I wanted to provide a soundtrack to that, so that when you are doing that, because in those moments when you're on the runway and you feel that wind in your hair, and like just to remember that like you're really doing it. You're here in New York, you're pursuing your passion, like this is it. And you know, whether you know you have bigger aspirations, just know that you are literally making it happen right now, and this is the big stuff. So just congrats, and I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew that, whoever was here walking, and like congratulations, like you're freaking doing it. So yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Diandra Forrest, and I'm a model, an actress, and an activist. And thanks for having me here today. Like, it was such a joy to see these beautiful models on the runway and all of the amazing performances. You guys were phenomenal. I loved your tracks. And it just brought me back to my first runway show. And, you know, it can be a nerve-wracking experience. And I think even being on stage, you know, you're like pouring out your heart and your soul, and you're giving. It is a give and receive, right? So, yeah, thanks for having us.
Hi everybody, I go by Muva Mentor. 11-year professional model nationally and internationally, and I now teach the business of modeling. So contracts, laws that you can use to receive your money, taxes, all the things that they don't teach us about, while having a good time. I believe that I did everything I was supposed to do with modeling to pass on the knowledge to everybody that follows. So, here we go.
That's awesome. When we're in the space it's easy to get caught up in the game, right? And just be in your head and like, I'm this, I'm that, and whatever. But I think it serves just a bigger purpose when you step out and you now become that pivotal person for someone who wants it for you, right?
Yeah.
So thank you. We appreciate you. You guys' impact is important, and we appreciate you adding value to today. So I have a couple of questions for you guys. But first, before we even go to the questions, just share one highlight of your journey that has made you just want to keep going. Like, what is one highlight of your journey that woke you up, like, you know what, this is for me, and I gotta keep going?
I would say, so when I first started modeling, it took me 2 years to get put on. And 2 years seems like forever.
Yeah.
And when I did get signed, I guess it was worth it because I got signed to 3 agencies at once, right? But just because I was signed doesn't mean that I was booking. So my high fashion agency, it was called Basic Models at the time, she believed in me so much. And she sent me on a casting for a hair campaign, Redken. And before I went, she was like, you're gonna book it. And I don't know, like it was the tone, it was the words, and I just felt it, right? I ended up booking it. Like I was the main girl, right? The token black girl, 'cause, you know.
Yes.
But it was great for me, and it gave me that boost, it gave me that motivation, that encouragement to keep going. So with that said, you want to surround yourself with people who speak life into you. It matters.
100%.
Absolutely. So what really inspired me to start modeling was not seeing anyone with albinism, or many people with albinism, portrayed in a beautiful light in the industry. And I think I was around 14 and I really decided I wanted to model. I'm like, I'm tall and skinny and I'm like, what do this? Because that's all of what you were seeing on the runways and in magazines at that time, right? I'm glad times are changing. It is about time. But having albinism really is what inspired me, and really just having that community and having that support system of people to push for me, because since I didn't see anyone with it, it was just kind of like, well, what makes you think you can do this? You know, this is like unheard of. But I just knew that I wanted to be a face and a voice for people to be with albinism, to be empowered and to feel beautiful.
Okay, pivotal moment. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I've been thinking so hard. I got the mic and I'm like, oh my gosh.
You got it.
I think, gosh, going back to high school. Okay, going back to high school, before I thought about modeling, I wanted to do music. So we were like in a girl group doing our thing. And just the way that things felt like it came easy at the time, like finding studio time, and it just all happened so easily because I was passionate about it. It was just easy to get people who were like willing to give free studio time and like just willing to like want to work on things. And I think when you're passionate and you kind of see that, you're finding your people and they're willing to work with you, they see you as valuable, and it feels like it's happening kind of like easily. I think that that's a good sign to keep going and that you're in the right pocket. I've really been thinking too, and I'm having a hard time. I guess I will say, just one of the pivotal moments that I remember, it really didn't happen to me. It happened more so to Tash, but anything that happens to her kind of happens to me too, because we're always together. But so before we really got into modeling, we were also doing like a little bit of fashion design. And so me and Tash had started like this line, and we were just cutting up clothes and like just dressing them and selling them. And it got to a point where Tash was like, I need an intern. And mind you, you guys, we don't have money like that or anything. And she's just like, I need an intern. And I just thought it was so funny because I'm like, how are you gonna get an intern? And no one knows who we are. Anyway, so she just makes a post, like I think on Facebook at the time. And this girl gets an intern. Just like somebody was like, just like this young girl who's just like, wants to help Tash design things. And I was like, wow, I really, like, this girl is, first of all, I thought you were so crazy, but I was like, she's so crazy that like, people will believe her. And so I was like, man, I really got the right person on my team right now. Like, and I don't know, that really stood out to me. I was like, we might actually be able to do this, because my sister's crazy enough to ask somebody to be her intern. We don't got no money to pay nobody or nothing. So.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And isn't it a blessing just to have both of you that just ping pong with each other?
Yeah, it's a huge blessing. It really is.
Cool. All right, for the question, since you guys have the mic, and I'll just ask you first. Okay, so as top models, but then also, because I remember you guys said that you were rapping before you started doing the music and everything before you started your model career, right? So What's some advice you can give on staying consistent when it comes to your passion? Because you guys never lost the music, so.
Yeah, we never lost the music. I believe. So you're saying like what is advice to stay consistent?
Yeah, like consistency and just
yeah.
remembering your ultimate goal.
Yeah, I say don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid, and don't be afraid to take breaks. Like, as long as you get back to it, and that means like trying something else. If you're feeling stuck, there's nothing wrong with trying something else, doing something else that feels good to you until you can get yourself back in that space where you want to go back to that thing. Because there's no contract that says you have to do one thing forever. Like, and I think that balance is what helps you stay consistent, is allowing yourself to try new things.
Try new things. Don't be afraid. More than one egg in your basket.
Yeah, I agree. Pivoting is super important. Just finding other passions, especially when it comes to modeling. It's super fun, but I think modeling is really fun when you realize it's just one aspect of who you are, and there's other things that you can try, and modeling will help make those things better as well. So yeah, just staying open to your other passions as well.
Great answers. Thank you.
Yeah, consistency, that's the word of this age, right? It's like you have to be consistent. And I will say, when I started modeling, it was a different age. We had our portfolios that we were carrying around in our bags and shoes, and it was a whole different era. When I started, we weren't even allowed to really have social media accounts because your managers wanted to have full management over what your brand was. And there was a shift. Now they're like, you come branded already, okay? What do you have to offer? So I think now I am actually struggling with that shift, in all honesty, because I was really reliant on my agent to do everything for me. So it really does now question, like, okay, well, who are you outside of what your agent has branded you to be, right? And I think it's a really beautiful shift because you really get to be authentic in who you are and like discover what you like and really what your true self is and who you want to show the world. So I think consistency is also being authentic and really just in discovery, not being afraid to take those breaks and show who your true self is.
Yeah. It's okay. You did great.
Consistency is key.
She's like, that's it. Consistency is key. All right. As a model coach and a mother agent, can you name your 3 most important skills you focus on with models? In teaching, like, what's your 3 top skills you like?
The 3 things I tell models: have a spiritual practice, whether that's scripting, meditating, running, whatever it is, but something that keeps you focused and in alignment. Secondly, learn some sort of business, right? So even if it is like Googling and seeing how to write up an agreement, or just asking your agent questions, business questions, you know what I'm saying? And then the last one I would say is focus on building relationships, because that'll get you so much further than anything else. I still get calls to this day because of the feel, that I gave to somebody. What's that saying? They don't remember what you do, but they remember how you made them feel.
100%.
And it's true, right? Like, I cultivate a feeling when I'm doing my fit modeling or when I'm at a photo shoot, and when they need a model, that they don't want to go through the agencies with, then they give me a call. So I would say these are the top 3 things. But yeah, have a spiritual practice. It's so important. Like, don't be afraid to imagine, to visualize, to see yourself there already. because that's really what gets you through, right? Being consistent in the work, but then also just seeing it, right? Yeah.
That's awesome. And she's not lying. Networking is so big in this business. It's not always what you know, it's who you know. Seriously. If I could share a quick experience, just to piggyback over what she said. I did it. I was booked on a gig for Hershey Park a year ago. Did it, forgot about it, on to the next. And then my agent calls me like a month ago and she's like, oh, can you send me your measurements? And are you available these days? IKEA wants to shoot you for billboard work. I'm going through my emails, I'm like, when did I send an email? Because you know you gotta show up to the casting as you did in the audition. So I'm like, what did I wear, I'm like, she's like, I don't know when you did this audition, but they called, it is your book. I'm like, okay, we go. I get there, it's the same casting people from the Hershey Park. So how you show up, the energy you give, they like you enough, somebody's gonna tell somebody else about you, and next thing you know, you're booked to do this, or you're in another room just because of how you showed up. So it's not, the magic's not in the booking, it's in the rebooking. So Diandra, back to you, my love. I mentioned earlier you worked with people like Kanye West, Beyonce, and having those experiences, how do you stay humble and even go as far as like giving back and becoming an activist and like serving a bigger cause?
It's just really who I am. I mean, I couldn't see myself any other way, you know, and it really gives me, like when people, I don't know how people see me, so when people are so excited, I'm like, I'm just as excited to see you, you know, like, it's all love. Like, I'm just really such a loving person, and I just really attribute that to, like, my family and, you know, coming from the background that I did. I'm from the Bronx, y'all, so, you know. So, yeah, it's really just my family.
Awesome.
What we're gonna do is now thank you models, thank you veteran top models. What we're gonna do is we're gonna transition to the fashion industry professionals. So just have a step down.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.